Okay, welcome everybody to another Modern League, and the first thing I want to say at the start of this video is a huge thank you to everyone that has subscribed to the channel. Managed to hit my 1,000 subscribers, which is, never thought I'd get there when I first started this as a sort of passion project back in COVID. So a huge thank you to everyone that has subscribed. It really does mean a lot to have you on board and supporting the channel. Thought we'd celebrate with some Rhinos. So this is a deck list, one of the highest performing ones from the regional championship in Prague. There didn't look like Rhinos had a stellar time. This one's actually from the Open on the Sunday rather than the main event. I'm not sure any Rhinos pilots made day 2 in Prague, and I'm not sure they did in Ottawa as well. Worth pointing out that I think there is a deck list on Goldfish that's showing Rhinos in something like 5th place in Ottawa, but that is a melee error. I took after some investigation this morning, I found that was actually the pilot was sadly ill for the regional championship, and melee just kind of keeps his deck lists in as a sort of placeholder. So yeah, so going to try this one. I cannot remember the name of the pilot, but I will put the link to the deck list from melee in the description below. So yeah, obviously credit to them for the deck list. I think going 6-2 in the Open on the Sunday, which is obviously a fantastic result. So yep, pretty standard 4-color non-Scion build. We got 2 Brazen Borrower in the main, which I quite like, just sort of backup threat and good bit of interaction for 2 mana. I'm running 2 Flage, the full play set of Dead Gons. So yeah, this is super clean. Let's have a quick look at the mana base, because I'm super guilty of not looking at that enough. So we've got Xander's Lounge, we've got Grixis Triome. So if we want 1 mana bindings, we need that and either a Lush Portico or a Temple Garden. And then basics, we are running Island, Mountain and Plains. No Forest, but yeah, Plains obviously can enable us to cast Leyline Binding, and also it's worth noting that Blood Moon isn't as much of a thing as Harbinger usually, so and we can force the Blood Moon potentially. So sideboard fairly standard, I would say. There's a lot of old favourites here: Endurances, Mystical Disputes, Brotherhood's End, Charm Wars, Force of Figures. Then we have 3 slots that are maybe a little bit less common. So we got Rough and Tumble, so 2 damage to each creature without flying, or you can pay 6 mana to deal 6 damage to each creature with flying. So that's our sort of Pyroclasm effect. I doubt we'll use Tumble that often, but yeah, just bring it in as a 2 mana Pyroclasm for everything that doesn't have flying. Not hitting flyers is somewhat of an issue, but if a creature has, it's usually going to be for the energy matchup. So if a creature has flying there, it's because it's been granted it by Guide of Souls, and usually out of range of 2 damage anyway. So yeah, I like those inclusions. Then we have an Elish Norn, so 5 mana 4/7, which doubles your ETBs and stops your opponent's ETBs. In this deck, we're not, it can double the Flage triggers, or it can double Subtlety, but I doubt that's ever going to come up. Or you can, it doubles our Leyline Binding as well. But I think this is probably a nod to the black-white Ephemerate deck, which probably can't beat an Elish Norn. So yeah, I think that was an inclusion, and it's I'm a big fan of Elish Norn, so yeah, excited to give that a go. So big thanks everyone for watching. Hope everyone's doing very well wherever you're tuning in from. And yeah, as I was saying, a huge thank you to everyone that subscribed and pushed us over the 1,000 subscriber mark. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. Just playing quite a lot of Modern at the moment. Just haven't really got into Standard too much, but yeah, mainly focusing on, I've got 2 big tournaments at the start of this year. We got an Axion now Mega Modern here in the UK in February, and also eyeing up the sort of new style GP in Utrecht in March. So yeah, playing quite a lot, looking towards those. So we're going to be on the play. We see 2, well, we got 1 land and an Elorian. Do we mulligan? I don't think so. We've got a binding, we've got a load of forces. I think I'm happy with this. We just need to hit another land. I'll probably... I think we run at least one Surveil land that's an island, so probably just go and get that so that we can just dig for our next lands. Forest. Utopia Sprawl, so this is probably Eldrazi. I don't think I want to force that. Island cycle. So we do have Thundering Falls. We also have Breeding Pool. We can get. I think I'm just going to get the Thundering Falls because I really want to hit my third land. Okay, fortunately we do. So yeah, I'm just going to play out the Thundering Falls here. Sacred Foundry. Do we want another land? Maybe? Yeah, I think I'm happy finding another land. Ability to potentially go... Okay, Talisman is fine. Might consider forcing a Rumble. Yeah, I'm just going to force this. I think we're only going to need one lot of Rhinos, so... kind of wish I hadn't got the land on top now. Yeah, I'm just going to force it. It's... Do we pitch a Cascader? I don't want to pitch... Yeah, I'm just going to pitch Ardent Plea here. And then we'll untap Slam Shardless Agent. So what do we not have? We don't have green, obviously. So yeah, it's just Temple Garden here. Don't really need... We've got enough blue, so it has to be green. So it's either Stomping Ground or Temple Garden. Either of them would escape Flage, so I don't think it really matters. So... Or we could get Steam Vents. We've already got... Yeah, let's get... No, we can't get Steam Vents. Just get... Yeah, I wish I hadn't kept the Sacred Foundry on the top, really. I suppose if the opponent goes Khan, that's an issue. Yeah, just... Yeah, I wish I hadn't kept the Sacred Foundry on top. But yeah, we really don't want to get Emrakul as the thing. And now if we can untap... Okay, the Utopia Sprawl, the one they've already tapped, so that does cost them a mana. Okay, another Footfalls. So just attack for 10. I think I will shock in to suspend the Footfalls. Unlikely to matter here. We could Leyline Binding a Talisman. What have they got? They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess they did this so... Yeah, I guess they did that so that we couldn't destroy one of these lands. So they didn't show us anything. They've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If they go land... No, I'm not going to do that. Because land is obviously 7 mana, which is awkward. But they could play Calm, which we'd rather force. They could also just play Eldrazi Temple, which adds 2 mana. Yeah, so our game plan works. We just, a little bit of interaction and win by making 10 power on turn 3. So, what do we want to bring in? So, definitely the Obsidian Charm Wars. Subtlety isn't great, but we definitely don't want Dead Gone, Flage also isn't amazing, so I could definitely see cutting those. Force of Vigor potential, Endurance potential. Endurance because of Emrakul the Promised End. Force of Vigor just because of all the artifacts. I don't think Force of Vigor is necessarily that good. It's good if they go something like Khan Bridge, but we do have 2 Brazen Borrowers. I think I want to keep the subtleties in. I think I'm just going to bring in 3 Endurance. Try something like that. Yeah, I think that's fine. Like none of this really does too much. Ice tends to be quite good because we can usually cut them off 2 mana by icing an Eldrazi Temple or an Ugin's Labyrinth or a land with a Utopia Sprawl on it. Subtlety is not the best because a lot of their creatures have Enter the Battle, like cast triggers even. But yeah, still good against things like Khan. Right, what do we think of this? So it's got Rhinos. We're able to Endurance. We do have a subtlety as well. This is close. Doesn't have a Force. Doesn't have a Charm more. They've mulliganed to 6. I think I'm going to keep it. It's got enough of a plan B if they lead off on a Chalice of the Void or something. That's a good point. Maybe we should have brought in Force of Vigor in case they bring in Chalice. Okay, they reveal a Devourer, so we know they have Devourer. See if they exile anything. So yeah, they're able to look at the top 4, put one on top. So we need double blue, double green, really. Okay, they do keep one on top. They leave Temple, Sprawl, Emrakul in exile. They get rid of the Devourer, play a Talisman. So this is one of the better starts for them. Actually, it's probably the best start for them. Okay, we find another land. I also want to go make sure we've got double red available right away in case we draw Obsidian Charm more. So if they go for Khan, I will Subtlety it. That is a lot of mana. Do they have another thing to put under there? They do. It's a World Breaker. Okay, so we'll go ahead and Subtlety that. We do have to pit Shardless Agent. And then we'll go hunting for... it's a little bit difficult because we can't... Oh, we can fetch a green Surveil land, but we can't fetch green and red. So if we fetch Thundering Falls... We do have 2 fetch lands, to be fair. Yeah, I'll go and get Thundering Falls. Actually, we can't actually cast a turn 2 Charmor. Don't want that one. Don't want that one either, really. They got 1 card in hand. I assume they put the Khan on top. Yep, nothing we can do about that. They could get... Okay, so they could get Chalice. They could get Engineered Explosives. Okay, they play Chalice. Yep. So now we're just going to go and get Temple Garden. No, not Temple Garden, Lush Portico. We'll top that one. So that one costs 3. So I think we're just going to go for that. Rather that than Endurance. Start shutting them off mana. I'm going to get rid of the World Breaker one, I think. Doesn't really matter. So that, yeah, obviously that was a good draw. The opponent can Khan again. But we've got some good draws. See what they go and get. Could be ensnaring. Yeah, they get ensnaring bridge, which is rough. So now we're digging for an answer to that. Temple Garden, not the best. Do we have any more surveil lands? Don't think so. Just shocking. They can play something as well. It's a bit rough. Otherwise, we could have endurance to attack Khan. I think I am going to play an endurance here. Okay, they have a rumble. Definitely playing it now. So yeah, we're looking for Brazen Borrower. More Charmors aren't too bad. They choose Forest. Okay, so they have another land in hand. So yeah, we'll flash that in. Just get rid of anything in their graveyard. Stop them potentially Emrakuling us. Ardent Plea. Doesn't do anything because of Chalice of the Void. Let's play the land and pass. Also, obviously, Leyline Binding is a good draw. Probably want to cast another endurance here. They might cash in the Khan. No. Okay, so what's this? Could be Sowing Mica Spawn. Could be World Breaker. It is Sowing Mica Spawn, so they're going to exile a land. So I'll float green. See what they go and get. Probably will cast another endurance here. They get a temple. Well, I'm not actually sure. Can we go and get another green source? We can. We can just get Breeding Pool, which I think I will do. And then cast an endurance. Not going to put our graveyard back because we got a lot of stuff we don't really want to draw again. That Brazen Borrower, these aren't very good. Okay, play an island and pass. Yeah, we want Brazen Borrower, Leyline Binding. Like Charmors are fine. I don't think the Alluring Reveal can target the opponent to make them draw cards so we can attack. Opponent's got one card in hand. Don't know what this is. Could be another Mica Spawn. Could be a World Breaker. Devourer. Okay, Devourer's okay. Actually, I guess that is pretty good. Because we can't now get rid of Khan. I think this one's slipping out of reach, unfortunately. Because now we've just got too much to do. I think I might look at bringing in the Force of Vigors. Okay, they get coating, so they're going to start targeting our lands. Yep, okay. I think we've probably seen enough. Don't know. We'll have another draw, because if we draw something like fire... You know, there are ways we could come back from this. It would involve the opponent drawing pretty much nothing. And us just drawing Binding, Fire, Ice. They can also, they do have a Devourer tucked underneath this Ugin's Labyrinth. They are going to start wastelanding us though. They can go tick up with liquid metal coating, turn one of our lands into an artifact. Plus with Khan, which means it's not a 0/0 artifact creature, so it dies. They do also have to have a way to win the game. It has to be said. They probably have something like a ballista. Okay, I think we're done here. Yeah, pretty much the best start they could have had. Right, what do we want to change? Endurance was okay. Maybe I shouldn't have kept that hand, to be fair. I think I am going to bring in the Force of Figures. Hitting like a Talisman and a Utopia Sprawl isn't bad either. Subtlety. I think at the expense of a Subtlety, maybe. Let's try that, see how it goes. Right, on the play. Yeah, I think we'll go with this. We can go and... yeah, so... Oh, actually, we need to get red, so we can't... I suppose we could Island Cycle. Yeah, this is fine. I was going to say we can go turn 2 Binding. If we go... Yeah, we need to be able to Binding potentially on turn 2. Get rid of, put Emrakul under there. The Stone Brain. Okay, so we definitely want to Binding that. So I think what I'm going to do is just go, if we go Temple Garden, search for Steam Vents, play Steam Vents, exile Stone Brain, or we... Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. Steam Vents. Because we do not want to be stone-brained, really. Ice is an interesting draw, but I think we just want to Leyline Binding. Now we could ice the Ugin's Labyrinth, which would stop them doing the Stone Brain because it is at sorcery speed only. If they play a land that makes colourless, we can play our Charmor next turn. But they don't. They go Rumble. So it looks like we're going to be icing this turn unless we draw something that makes Rhinos. They choose Utopia Sprawl, which they can't cast at this point. Okay, another Lorien revealed. Let's go land. And then I'm just gonna, yeah, we're just gonna ice the Labyrinth. Maybe we should be icing the Forest, but I don't think so. Okay, Force is a good pickup. Next turn we will be slamming Charmor. Okay, Utopia Sprawl is fine. Do you need to start thinking about this Emrakul? 2, 4, 5, 6, 10 types. I think we sideboarded out those 2 copies of Endurance. Oh no, we kept the Endurances in. Oh, we tied out Subtleties, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Although we are going to Charmor this turn, I guess, and that gets rid of the Emrakul as well. So I think I'm just going to get Thundering Falls. Get our Surveil on. Yeah, we'll... Oh, yeah, we can keep the Endurance. That's fine. Because we can Island Cycle. Just play the Charmor. Destroy the Labyrinth. Fortunately, they've tapped it, so... yeah, Emrakul is gone forever. Nice 3 for 1 there. I mean, yeah, I've seen Eldrazi get back from worse spots even. Next turn, it depends what we draw. I might be tempted to cycle Law and Veil for a breeding pool. To start pressuring with endurance. At the same time, we do have Force of Negation. Trouble with using Brazen Borrower to bounce the spawn is we then lose the Brazen Borrower. But yeah, could be worth doing. Obsidian Charm will just put such a clock on as well. They put one on top. They might be after lands, but okay, Misty. They have 5 mana, so they could go Myco Spawn, which is probably, yeah, that's some of the best they could do. 3 mana here. They did put a Dismember into the graveyard, so if they go for that. Ways to deal with Leyline Binding is usually just Haywire Might. 4 mana, I will force. Yeah, we're just going to force this. I think. What am I exiling? I think I'm going to exile the Lorien Revealed, although that is our ticket. Oh, how much do we care? What are they going to get? Can't tick down. I guess they could get like Explosives or Chalice or something. I think I'm going to force pitch Lorien Revealed. I think I want to keep hold of the Brazen Borrower. Okay, Force of Vigor is actually pretty good. Could bounce the Utopia Sprawl here. If nothing else, I probably will flash in the Brazen Borrower just as an extra attacker. Okay, that's fine. Probably going to cash in the Force of Vigor here. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It puts an extra 2 types in the graveyard, to be fair. So actually it doesn't make any difference for Emrakul. Yeah, I am going to flash in the Brazen Borrower here because it turns our clock into 2 turns. The question is, what are we most afraid of? Is it Emrakul or another big Eldrazi? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that'll be 10, but it's the same for Emrakul. Do I want to use the Force? Don't know, we've got a little while to decide. See what we draw. Yeah, something like a World. I think I actually should be Force of Vigoring, but I'll probably do it in their upkeep. I think I'm actually going to go for it now. Because it cuts off colorless here. If we do it in their upkeep, they're going to make some spawn. Yeah, so I didn't want them. If I do it in upkeep, they get more mana to Kozilek's command. So Emrakul is now a problem. Because they got 6 card types. So they put 2 on the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 6. It's only 11. So yeah, we're just gonna cast the Brazen Borrower, make our clock faster. Would love to draw not that. I'm just gonna hold that. So yeah, that cut them off obviously a lot of mana. If they go Temple, exactly Temple into World Breaker is a problem. Okay, fortunately not. So yeah, no Rhinos needed in game 3 against Eldrazi. Let's move on to match number 2. Right, on the draw here, we have 2 lands and a Lore Revealed, 2 Crashing Footfalls. I think it's it's okay. It's not stellar, but we can go turn 1, fetch Temple Garden, then go and get... Oh, we're getting Eldrazi again. Okay, they put Emrakul underneath. Okay, draw. Do need another land, obviously. But yeah, we can fetch a Surveil land next time. So let's get Temple Garden, suspend those Rhinos. I will be forcing a Malevolent Rumble here, pitching probably Ardent Plea. I think, given that we've got loads and loads of Footfalls. Okay, they shock in, so they have Kozilek's Return. No, Kozilek's Command. I always want to say Kolaghan's Command because that was one of my favourite cards back from my Boomer Jund days. Okay, we draw a land. So what do we want to do here? So if we go suspend Footfalls. Suspend Footfalls, play land, cycle it. Cycle Lore Revealed. Obviously we could Surveil, try and hit a land, but I think we want to guarantee it. Kozilek's Command is mana value, isn't it, that it can exile, so easy to exile a Rhino with it. Obviously no Force of Negation available to us there. Do we still force a Rumble? Probably. So Mycospawn is worst case. Yeah, because if they go Mycospawn, kicked, exile our Temple Garden. Okay, they put Emrakul to hand. I don't think that's what they meant. I think they have fallen foul of a Modo interface. I think they meant to tap that for 2 mana. Okay, so we'll just go and get Steam Vent, cycle for Island. Yeah, just an island's fine. Don't want to take more damage than we have to. Obviously here we're just going to make 10 power. Make some Rhinos. Pass the turn. So it looks like they might have a Kozilek's Command. Yeah, it definitely must have been a misclick because you wouldn't do that at sorcery speed, I guess. So yeah, they're going to Kozilek's Command, make some tokens, ramp a bit. So got 2 there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, they exile a Rhino. Okay. Depending on what we draw here. Depends what they do as well. If we have to pitch something, I probably will pitch Ardent Plea to be able to hard cast some interaction next turn. Okay, can't. So I think I'm just going to force that one. Yeah, so let's go force. Oh, we could go subtlety, but then they just cast it again next turn. Actually, how much do we care if they cast it again next turn? We just force it. Oh, sorry, we just hard cast for. I'm just gonna force that, and then we can hold up subtlety. I think it's fine. Like they lose a spawn in the process there. Okay, that's okay. Attack with everything. We could gone here. But then if they go land Khan, that's really bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess, yeah. Okay, opponent doesn't find a land. But Microspawn's not even that good there. We subtlety it before they search, so they have to go and get rid of it. Okay, so I did like Force of Vigor in the match before, bring in the Charm Wars, Endurances. I cut the subtle, I think I cut at least some subtleties. Get rid of Dead Gone. Get rid of the Flages. That's 62. Get rid of a couple of subtleties. Go with that. Right, decent opening hand here. We get two, so we need white and red. Yeah, we can get white and red in order to Leyline Binding on turn 2. We've got Force, we got, yeah, this sounds good. Got Ice as well. Opponent opens with a Windswept Teeth. So we draw. Obviously do want another land. I think I'm just going to lead off with a tap land. And then next turn we can potentially Binding, we can Ice. Okay, they put a Kozilek's Command into the bin. We're probably Binding a ramp piece here, but they don't go for one. It's a bit surprising. Okay, we draw another Force. So I'm just going to ice a land here because we really want to find our next land. Yeah, we do run Sacred Foundry. Ice here. Don't know if the opponent, like this deck usually runs Veil or something. I don't think so. Okay, we don't hit the land. I will force a Rumble. No colorless mana for the opponent. Land. That's rough. Yikes. Okay, so yeah, that's unfortunate. I think we just discard the subtlety. Yeah, quite a lot of looks at it there. Wonder if I should have surveilled. Obviously we'll force a Khan. Could just Binding a Khan, I suppose. I think I will. Yeah, we'll cash in the Force, I think. Could be Microspawn. Yeah. So yeah, we'll just go for. Don't really care about the Microspawn is the problem. If we go Binding, and then if we draw a land, I'm just going to get rid of it. If you don't draw a land, don't want to discard. Land? No, sadly not. We will suspend. Yeah, a bit of a shame kind of getting got by these by not drawing lands. They kept two. I'm just going to force a Rumble. Don't really want them doing that. Okay, don't know what they've got in hand. It's probably some sort of big Eldrazi. See if we can finally find our third land. Paying costs. Okay, so they have Kozilek's Command. Obviously playing around Force by doing it in our upkeep. See what they do with their Scry. Scrying 3. They have a lot of mana here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 for Eldrazi plus a Sanctum. They put 2 on top, so the problem is going to be Emrakul. Force of Vigor doesn't really, sadly doesn't really do very much. We could Endurance, pitch Force, but yeah, if they just tap out for Emrakul, don't do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many turns till the Rhinos come off? I feel like they haven't got much. I'm just going to force this and hope for the best. We're so far behind. Like, they might have put Land Rumble on top. Devourer. Go and search up Emrakul probably. We can Binding an Emrakul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We could just pitch cast Endurance. We'll see what they do. I think they're going to go and get Emrakul. Right, so they do go and get Emrakul. And they, exile the Binding, get a Mycospawn Spawn back. I think I am just going to Binding the Devourer. And then we can just pitch cast Endurance. If we find a land, obviously we'll cast Endurance properly. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, we'll just do that now. Maybe stop them casting Emrakul next turn. We've got a couple of turns before the Rhinos come in. This is only ever a temporary solution. Had a lot of draws at this this third land, but any big Eldrazi, Khan, anything like that, and we just lose. They could just have 3 Emrakuls in hand, I suppose. Okay, fetch land 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So essentially got 11 mana for Emrakul. Okay. Is that better than a random draw? No, I think we need to now search for like Binding to deal with Emrakul. Have they got another Surveil land? No. Will we concede to an Emrakul? I don't think so. They cast Shardless Agent, don't cascade into anything. But they have to make one of them. Mycospawn Spawn again. So essentially what we need on... If we have land, Leyline Binding... Maybe, so that we can go Shardless Agent, they draw nothing. To do in our turn. Okay, so they're just in on casting. They put Emrakul underneath there, which makes sense. Just, I mean, we don't run any sort of hand disruption, but we do get to make Rhinos, but they will walk one of them into Emrakul. They do also have to cast our Footfalls next turn. Oh, how many have we got on spend? Oh, it's only one. Getting confused with the last game. Okay, we do draw a land. So yeah. Oh, there's a Leyline Binding there, unfortunately, so that's a couple gone. So there are routes to victory here. So if they now just draw lands forever and we draw Leyline Binding, I think it has to be exactly Leyline Binding. I don't think we have any other. And like, yeah. Oh, one has been exiled, one's on the bottom of our deck and one's in play, so. Yeah, so we need exactly our second card to be Leyline Binding and for the opponent to never draw anything again. They can't attack with their Microspawn. I suppose they could attack with a Rhino. Oh, because of how the damage rules has changed, actually, they can go attack with a Rhino and block with both Microspawn and have the Rhino deal. Oh, they're surveilling. Do we get to see the surveil? Don't actually know here. Ardent Plea. They're just going to put that on top. Doesn't do anything. That makes sense. So we do get to see it, which is interesting. Yeah, they put that on top. So yeah, because of how the damage rules have changed, they can walk a Rhino into... They can attack with 2 Rhinos, block one with Emrakul, and then block one with both Microspawn, assign 2 damage to each. Yeah, opponent just hasn't thought about that. It doesn't actually matter. We have Ardent Plea on top. We draw Ardent Plea. We haven't got any way to block the 13/13 flyer. So yeah, nothing to change, I don't think. We didn't see as many talismans or anything, so the Force of Vigor... We did see Calm, though, so I think Force of Vigor is still fine. This is another 2-lander. But, yeah, we can go turn 2 Binding. We can go turn 2 Ice. We've got a Surveil land to try and find our next land. I don't think we're mulliganing this. Just need to hope that we find our 3rd land on time. Yeah, we've got some decent interaction. Let's see a land. Yeah, okay, that's good. So, yep. So we'll... no, I won't play that, actually. Actually, yeah, no, we will play that because we're not... Depends what they do. Like, it might be that we want to Binding on turn 2. We don't want to Binding on turn 2. I am going to Ice, though. I think. Yeah. Ice here. Well, there's a Charmor as well. So going Ardent Plea into Charmor is obviously very good. Okay, they do go Labyrinth. Do they have anything to put underneath? They do. It's a World Breaker. Hopefully no follow-up. Okay, they have an EE. So we can't Charmor at the moment. We could crack the EE. Would we rather Binding and then go for... Temple Garden. It's definitely getting Temple Garden. Doing that whatever happens. Yeah, this is a little bit annoying. I think I'm just going to go... Trouble is that we go on and play, make the Rhinos, they can do it now. There you go, Khan. I actually think I'm just going to hold up Binding. Yeah, I think that's probably better, especially since we have 3 of them. They've missed a land. So if we draw a land, we can charm all their Labyrinth. They could crack it here, but I doubt they will. They could also have Kozilek's Command, so they might use here. Wouldn't mind a land. Yeah, okay, so we're just doing this. I think this is, given that they missed a land, this is way better than... yeah, this is better than just casting Rhinos. So we could destroy the commercial district, but yeah, it's just Ugin's Labyrinth. They'll probably Kozilek's Command. I would say return. They'll probably Kozilek's Command in response. Make a spawn. But we make a 4/4 flyer. Next turn we can go. They do have to lose their World Breaker for that as well. They put 1 on the top, which is probably a land. Next turn we get to go Ardent Plea, make a, and then attack for 5 with Charmor. Okay, Utopia Sprawl. If that's what they kept on top, I'm just going to Binding it, I think. I'd quite like to draw maybe a land. What do we think? Binding or Ardent Plea? I think it's just Ardent Plea. Just, yeah, I don't want the game going on for longer than it has to. Might use Binding next turn. They're at 15. We've got 12 power. We don't need another Ardent Plea. Okay, they rumble. They hit a forest, which I imagine they take. Yep, they take the forest. Now I'm just Binding the Utopia Sprawl. If we find a land, I'll probably Binding Utopia Sprawl and a Spawn. Let's get rid of that. Probably should have Binding a Spawn token, actually. Because then they couldn't, if they wanted to Kozilek's Command. But yeah, a couple of non-games where we didn't find lands and then the opponent didn't find lands. But yeah, we're 2-0 against Eldrazi. Let's play round 3. Right, on the play here. Yeah, our hand is good. So we go turn 1. Do we go Mountain or do we just go Xander's Lounge? Mountain uses our mana. I think I'm just going to go Xander's Lounge though. I guess the problem is now if we get Thoughtseize. But hopefully. I don't think many decks are playing Thoughtseize. Okay, Scalding Tarn. He says. Please no. No! I'm not going to force that. I don't think. Yeah. Punished because I should have been able to lure and revealed in response. In general, I don't think you should take this, but here, this may be a situation where you might want to think about taking the lure and revealed. But we can't actually cast many of the spells, any of the other spells in our hand without this. But then, you know, we top deck a land. But the rest of the rest of our hand is quite redundant. You know, we got a lot of things that put Rhinos into play. Depends what they want to do next turn. What do we think this is? It could be... I don't think Hollow One plays Thoughtseize in the main. Could be Creativity. In which case they may want to take Force. Right, they do take Force, so... Right, so we'll just go Island Cycle for... now that we've drawn Flage, Breeding Pool is kind of awkward. But it has to be Breeding Pool, so... Can't actually make white mana at the moment. But yeah, we'll get Breeding Pool. Shock that in. Suspend some Rhinos. Yeah, Breeding Pool is really awkward with Flage. Could be like a Renin 6. Okay, they cycle Street Wraith. Maybe looking for a land. Could be Hollow One. I think we're going to get Bowmastered here. Okay, Portico's fine, but I mean, yeah, we're just making 10 power. Ten power into 10 power. Hope that's good enough. So if the opponent goes Bowmasters into Burning Inquiry, it's probably the best they can do. But we are at 17 and we would be able to block the token. Plus discarding Flage is not bad. Okay, they shock in. Could be Blood Moon, I suppose. Death Shadow. Okay, wasn't expecting that. Bolt. Then Burning Inquiry. Okay, so they kill off a Rhino. So here... Okay, they kill off quite a lot of stuff. I think I'm just going to take this trade. This is only getting bigger. I think I'm just going to Flage down the Death Shadow here. We get absolutely... Oh, I couldn't actually do that. But we do get blown out by a Street Wraith, but I don't think that's something I'm going to play around. Pass the turn. You know, I find it a little bit difficult to deal with a Death Shadow later on. You know, as soon as they fetch, all of a sudden now we can't deal with it. I mean, we can because they went and got a Surveil land. They put one on top. Hopefully it's not Burning Inquiry again. Okay, they bestow a Phoenix from the graveyard. Rhinos next turn. I think I just want to play the Flage. Oh, we can't. Okay. No. Okay. Make another 10 power. Opponent is at 10. Okay, looting. Discarding 2 lands. They have... Okay, Fear of Missing Out is pretty good. Draw a card. No attacks though. We are going to make more Rhinos here. Like a white land is really good. Is a white land. Cast Flage. Yeah, opponent concedes to the Flage. Right, so we saw Death Shadow, we saw Fear of Missing Out. We did see Burning Inquiry, so it is Hollow 1. We saw Phoenix, so we probably want the Endurances. Force of Negation isn't awful because it's good into Burning Inquiry, but I don't think it's amazing. So yeah, I would change those out for some Endurance. Could consider Force of Vigor. They are likely to Blood Moon as well. Actually, they do run a lot of enchantments, so yeah, I think Force of Vigor is fine. Dead Gone is good into Bowmasters. I think I'd rather have another Force of Vigor. Let's try that. Right, bit of an awkward hand, but we're going to keep it. Like, well, it's not that awkward, but no double green for Endurance and no Cascader. Trouble with that one is it puts us weak to Blood Moon, but I think I'm gonna just fetch shock and go for it. So what we definitely want green. I don't think it's Temple Garden. If we can't get Breeding Pool with that, so actually it has to be Temple Garden or Stomping Ground. Let's get Temple Garden. Pass the turn. Yeah, with Temple Garden we can shock in Steam Vents and cast Leyline Binding. Obviously do need to be a bit wary of Blood Moon. Don't know if a Death Shadow deck would be too interested in Blood Moon. There's a Fear of Missing Out. Scarred Shadow. Okay, Basic Plains is actually quite nice. Shock this in and pass. Okay, Faithless Looting is fine. Probably just go for a binding on the Fear of Missing Out. Now, okay, they do discard a Phoenix. There are 4 card types, so I'm just gonna Leyline Binding that. Don't really want them attacking twice. Okay, Bowmasters is fine. We can go ahead and ping that down. Thundering Falls. I'll just Surveil. Don't want that one. Probably just go for a fire, killing both of these. I'm a bit wary of Blood Moon. Actually, I'm just going to fire now because I forgot that they can, if they don't have a creature, they can't bestow the Phoenix. Maybe I should have held up Borrower instead. Don't Blood Moon me. Okay, shock in. Don't know what that's about. We draw a Force of Vigor. So just a a tap land. Is another Bowmasters? Sure. I'm tempted to evoke the Endurance. The opponent has one card in hand. They've got lootings in the graveyard. We don't have a land. Yeah. I think just nuking their graveyard here. And now if they go Burning Inquiry, we'll just bounce the Bowmasters. Got Rhinos coming down next turn, so yeah, I'm in no rush to use this this borrower. So they don't have yeah, they don't have Inquiry. I think I'm just going to use it now though. Well, is it worth it? It's a 0/1. We're making a load of 1/1s, a load of 4/4s. Yeah, I think I'm just going to cast them. I think holding on to the Brazen Borrower is better here. Could be Death Shadow in hand. They are at 14 life. Well, we draw another Shardless Agent, which is probably our best draw, because we have the lands to cast Borrower as well. Okay, pass the turn. It's holding up Brazen Borrower forever now. There are definitely ways the opponent can get out of this. You know, like an engineered explosives, I guess, would be one. Stomping Ground. Okay, let's go to combat. I'm just going to attack with everything. I've got this Borrower. It's quite a lot of damage. Tarfire, okay, they have Bolt. Attacking for 16. We can bounce something as well. So if we bounce this, we're getting through for 12. Yeah, so that would be lethal. Bounce there, so this is exactly lethal. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we drew very well there. I think Endurancing the graveyard when we did was very good. Yeah, happy with that. We're 3-0. Let's play round 4. Right, on the draw here. What do we think of this hand? It's good. Gonna keep this. We've got some interaction. We can go turn 1, suspend. I suppose it shouldn't be yielding really, in case you want subtlety. Do you want subtlety that? I kind of do. Because we're on the draw. Subtlety pitching. I don't really want to pitch Lauren Revealed is the problem. But I also don't want to pitch this. How much do we care about? I'm just going to let that resolve. Like we can fire, kill this and the other cat it makes potentially. Binding's a nice draw. Going to get Stomping Ground. Footfalls. Oh, we can also potentially just not care. If we go for an Ajani here, oh, this looks like it might be Zoo. Ajani. So next turn we go Hallowed Fountain, binding the Ajani. Kill both the cats, or we could go Subtlety, pitching Fire Ice, and then binding this. Do we want to subtlety, and if so, what do we pitch? I think I'm just going to subtlety pitch Lauren revealed. Next turn, just fire both cats. Pray to find our third land, but this is just too, it's just too much pressure, I think. I'll probably put it on the top. And I'm just going to... yeah, they do put it on top. I think I'm just going to fire right away, because we're going to need to fire in response to the Ajani anyway. We do find a land. Fire. This is okay, because next turn we can go Thundering Falls, Surveil, Ardent Plea, the binding the Ajani. Bloodbraid Elf. Okay. So yeah, it's a zoo variant. Okay, so yeah, this is fine. So we just go... Probably should Surveil first for extra info. So the reason we're doing this at sorcery speed is because the opponent could cash in a removal spell. If we go binding target Ajani, they bolt their own cat in response. They save their Ajani, which is really not something we're interested in happening. Yeah, we can top that one. Now we're free to Force of Negation potentially, if we need to. Okay, they have a Shardless Agent, just a value Shardless Agent, revealing Ocelot Pride. That's fine. Okay, so it is like a zoo deck. When are our Rhinos coming off? Couple turns. But our Shardless Agent is going to hit something bigger than an Ocelot Pride. Cast that one. 2 cards now for the opponent. So do you need to be careful with Ocelot Pride attacking? Okay, that's pretty good. So we have to be careful because of Lightning Bolt works very well with Ocelot Pride, because it's got first strike. Let's see what we draw here. I don't know that we want to attack. I think I'm just going to go Ardent Plea, pass. And then next turn just go for a massive hit. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. Cast this. Because I don't really want to... I don't really want to attack. They block with a couple of cats. Or even worse, block with Ocelot Pride, deal 1 damage to the Rhino and then bolt the rest. The rest of the damage. Whereas here now we can potentially just swing out for... Well, you got 6, 24 trample. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. He might have the City's Blessing with a good turn here. Interesting deck. It's like the Cascade decks of old. Okay, Static Prison is good against us. Okay, yeah. Takes that so they can flip their Ajani. Make a Planeswalker, which will give them... Oh, they put a +1/+1 counter. Okay, that makes sense. We probably now have to kill the... Well, we do have to kill the Ajani. Okay, Flayed is really good. So we go Flage, kill Ocelot Pride. Can we just kill them here? We got 24 trample. 24 minus 2, 4, 6, 8 is exactly enough. So if we go Flage the Ocelot Pride, attack them with everything, that is just enough. But then, oh no, because we've got the Shardless Agent potentially as well. But the trouble is, then they could potentially ultimate the Ajani. That's really bad if they have like a removal spell. I think we need to kill the Ocelot Pride anyway. So let's go Flage, kill Ocelot Pride. It does look like they're just auto yielding. So 24 minus 8 is, I think I'm just going for it. Like otherwise, I mean, we've got the potential to just lose to Ajani's ultimate next turn, but I think it's worth going for. I have got by this before. Do note that Ajani does have an ultimate. Each opponent chooses an artifact, creature, enchantment, and a planeswalker from among the non-land opponents, and they can sacrifice the rest. So they could remove all but one of our Rhinos. Do note that Shardless Agent is an artifact, so we could keep that in addition to one of the Rhinos and our Ardent Plea. I remember the first time I had that done to me, I didn't know that Ajani had a minus, so the opponent just plussed, and I thought they just wanted to put their Ajani out of range of whatever I was playing at the time, and then they ultimated, and I just got absolutely destroyed by it. So good to get the win there. Let's bring in Brotherhood's End. We didn't see Flage. We want the Rough and Tumbles. Force of Negation is not one we're interested in. Bring in those instead. And then we saw, don't think we're interested in Elish Norn. It's either Elish Norn or Endurance. We didn't see Flage, but they probably do have Flage. So I think that's better. I really want to bring Elish Norn just because I like it, but right, what do we think of our hand? Yeah, we like this one. Yeah, we really like this one actually. So yeah, we'll keep. Just going to lead off with Thundering Falls. Obviously having the Rough and Tumble is good. Okay, a couple of Surveil lands. What would we... Yeah, I'm just going to lead off with Thundering Falls, I think. Another land. I think that's actually fine. We kind of want to fetch a basic anyway. Depends what they do here. But we kind of want untapped lands as well. Yeah, they do have a Flage. Okay, so at some point this ice might come good. If they go Ajani, I would just clear it up with Rough and Tumble. Or is it worth doing? I doubt they are on Blood Moon. I'm just going to do, yep, Rough. It's worth cleaning up the Ajani. We could have just fired it, but pretty easy next turn. Just oh yeah, getting it around that as well is very nice. Binding's a good draw. So let's just get land. What do we want? More, not more blue, probably. Definitely green, so it's Temple Garden. Yeah, let's get Temple Garden. Well, Cascade on 3, make 10 power. Obviously, we have Flage at some point that we need to be aware of. But we do now have a leyline binding. See what they play. Mountain, could be Bloodbraid Elf. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Okay, that's fine. Static Prison. Okay. Draw Crashing Footfalls. What do we think here? So we could go Binding the Fable. I think it's just Ardent Plea. Make as many Rhinos as we can. Probably should have attacked first. Opponent, okay, opponent takes the block. We're definitely happy with that. Okay, they go to 11. Portico. Yeah, we're definitely in for a Fire Ice. We have so much damage. Definitely ways we could lose here. A lot of ways we lose probably include Flage. Hopefully they haven't got Arena of Glory in their deck. Okay, Guide of Soul is pretty good. So they can give this flying. They go to 12. They get a 13 because of the Guide of Souls. Fortunately, this doesn't give haste. Okay, so they can deal that damage and then kill it with Goblin Bombardment, but they do have to sacrifice this. Block here. Yeah. Well, they're going to sacrifice it anyway. Okay, they're at 13. We have 10 power. I don't know if it's... So we can go Binding for 2 mana, get rid of Flage. Attack with everything isn't quite lethal. I guess cycling Lorien Revealed for a Triome is free here. Binding. Okay, so we're still some points of damage off. Okay, Discharge is fine. So they've got 0 cards in hand. We have 2 copies of Fire Ice. I think I'm just gonna fire this down. Like I think because a way they now win is just with gaining life with Guide of Souls. And Fable of the Mirror Breaker flipping, it comes back in as a creature, so Guide of Souls does do work against that. So here I'm just going to attack with everything. Okay, they just take 6, go to 1, fire, deal you some damage. Well, we're 4-0. And yeah, been happy with the deck. Let's play for the trophy. Right, they're going to be on the play here. And yeah, I like this. So we'll go turn. Okay, yes, that's fine. So turn 1, fetch a Temple Garden, then Xander's Lounge. Suspend Footfalls, pass the turn. Probably nothing on Subtlety. Okay, just just draw the Sanders Lounge. Depends what we play. We might Binding the Leyline. It's better. Okay, so they're probably going to Surveil here. So I'm probably just gonna binding the ley line. Yeah, I think just now, because it stops them playing Scion this turn. I saw a list from one of the regional championships that runs Psychic Frog as well, and it also stops that. I think I will subtlety pretty much anything here. Like Carvu definitely. I think I just want to buy as much time as we can. It looks like it is going to be a Carvu. Yeah, so I'm just going to subtlety. See where they put it. Obviously our best draw is probably Shardless Agent. Right, they put it on the bottom. Another Footfalls. Not overly pleased with that one, but we'll pass. See what they go for. Red, green is another Carvu. I wonder if I should be... Oh, they dash. Okay. They hit Force and Negation. That's fine. They don't have another land. So now we'll go ahead and... Oh, do you want to cycle this Lauren Revealed? We want double blue, so I think I... Oh, we also want to be able to get Flayed, potentially. So actually we want white, so let's get Lush Portico and cycle for Thundering Falls. Yeah, I think so. Because then we've got enough for Flayed. Well, I think we'll... Yeah, we'll graveyard that one. Makes sense. So if we draw a fetch land, we can potentially play Flage. Okay, Dead Gone's good. Probably dumping... Well, that's another Flage. I'll dump that into the graveyard. Hopefully the opponent just goes for Dashing Ragavan again. It could be that they wanted treasures because they have Scion in their hand. They want mana because they have missed a land drop. We're not on an Arena of Glory mana base. Obviously got the option to just return a bigger thing to their hand. If they play a Ragavan, if they dash a Ragavan, we definitely will just go for killing it, I think. Thinking about things. They could binding, I guess, for Leyline, which would actually be pretty good. They do have a land. So if they go binding, play Scion. Okay, Ragavan. So they can now. So yeah, just dead. We could have saved the Gone for Scion, but they did fetch Shock there. So yeah, don't know what's in the list. Don't know why they fetched Shocked right away. They also tapped out of white, so do get to make Rhinos here. Okay, another copy of Dead Gone. I mean, we're just casting Flage, right? Red. white, white. No need to keep anything in. We'll keep one Flage in, obviously. Yeah, gain ourselves a little bit of life. Okay. Wonder if they tap wrong there. Just putting so much pressure on here. They need... If they have Binding and Scion, it's possible. Okay, they have their own Flage. They deal 3 to our Flage, and then they're probably just going to, yeah, bolt Flage, which is fair enough. Okay, drawing Binding is obviously really nice. Attack with everything. Yeah, we just want to keep up stuff now. So they could go land Flage. We Binding it probably. Garbu's fine. Just gonna go for Gone. They could have Stubborn Denial. They do. So we'll just cast this Binding and win the game. We've drawn very well again here. Okay, Zoo. This was quite... This deck performed pretty well at the Regional Championship, I believe. In Prague. So what do we want to change? I think Force of Negation is definitely an easy cut, and then we'll bring in, we don't want Dispute, we don't want Brotherhood's End. I think Endurance is fine. Force of Vigor is actually quite good. I think I'm going to bring in the Force of Vigors because they're probably they're a binding deck. Although if they Binding something, do we really care? Like this potentially deals with Leyline, and I think I'd rather have the extra copy of Endurance. Elish Norn, no. Yep, let's just try that. Okay, so we're able to kill a Ragavan, but we have no Rhinos for now. If we have to use Subtlety, no, this is a mulligan, I think. This is better. I'm going to bottom the Subtlety in favour of keeping these things, I think. Because I want to be able to kill a Ragavan. Yeah. I think I'm just going to kill this right now. Do I just lead with that? Is there any problem with that? No, I don't think so. I'm doing that there because I don't want to get blown out by just a Stubborn Denial. Temple Garden, so could be car. Oh, okay, so dash right around. So that's the downside of doing it like that. That they get to dash another one. Okay, Arid Mesa. So let's just go Mesa. I am going to suspend now. So I'm probably going to go and fetch a basic island. So we want Temple Garden. We're not too afraid of the opponent keep dashing the Ragavan. It's obviously not great, but I'd much rather they did that than play a Karvu. Our deck is notoriously difficult for Ragavan to hit anything with. Okay, there's a Ragavan. Okay, Leyline Binding. Obviously, would quite like to draw that. I'm just going to jam Shard this agent here. Endurance is interesting. I'm just going to go and get Basic Island though. Like if they have a, if they have exactly Stub, I think that's okay. Because at least we have the Shardless Agent to block a Ragavan. Yeah, okay. So could have, maybe we should have waited a turn. Because now if they go Bolt Shardless Agent, I guess, but they got 5 cards in hand. You know, one of them is Ragavan. They haven't played a land this turn yet. See what they want to do. Maybe we should have waited there. Maybe it was obvious they had Stub. A really bad turn this turn involves them going Flage, kill this, dash Ragavan. But that's not too bad because then we get to Endurance the Flage. They might be looking to hold on to removal because to sort of burn us out, because they do run a lot of burn spells between they usually run Tribal Flames and Lightning Bolt. We're not actually sure what specific flavor of zoo this is. Okay, they play a land, 3 mana. This could be Flage, in which case we're very incentivized to just cast Endurance. Yep. Fortunately, they can't escape it this turn. So are they going to dash? They dash the Ragavan with the treasures. Is interesting. Okay, Foothills. Draw. So we draw an Ardent Plea, which is interesting, but I think we have to cast this Endurance. Let them surveil. They could just have double Tribal Flames. We kind of want them to put something in the graveyard here. 1, 2, 3, yeah, they have enough graveyard stuff. They do put one on top. I think we're pretty forced to just cast Endurance here. Casting it now, I'm not really playing around too much, but they could have oh yeah, that's pretty good. Didn't expect Consign. I guess Consign's good against the Rhinos plan. They're going to Flage, but we are not making, well, we're making Rhinos potentially with Ardent Plea. Okay, they put us to 4. Attacking Force of Vigor, not really what we want. We'll play this though. So we make a lot of Rhinos, play a land and pass. If they attack, we're just gonna mob block. Okay, they just Tribal Flames. Okay, so yeah, that was kind of rough. I don't think we want to change anything. The 1-off Force of Vigor wasn't amazing, but we already have all of the Endurances in. Brotherhood's End is no good. Mystical Dispute just for stub. That's probably better than... Is that better than Force of Vigor? Oh, Mystical Dispute. Yeah, probably, actually. Let's try that. Get to be on the play, which is nice. This has a bit of a stinker. It's got 5 lands. I could definitely see mulliganing into something worse. We do have an Ardent Plea and a removal spell. Is it crazy to keep 5 lands? I think I am going to keep it. We have the Surveil lands to hopefully buy us some time. You know, we're going to make a land drop every turn. We've got the lands that we can just wait and play around. Stub for Ardent Plea potentially. But yeah, this could definitely go wrong. Let me know what you do here against Zoo. Okay, so yeah, this could definitely go wrong. Play the Thundering Falls out. I think I'm in for an Endurance. No, not at the moment. The trouble is they've got Leyline, so if they have, if they go, if they go Scion next turn, we're very weak to Leyline Scion. Like we have a few we do have binding and stuff that we can do. Wouldn't mind a binding off the top. Dispute is interesting. I guess we'll just go and get a Surveil land. Now if they go Scion here, we're in real bad shape. Yeah, that's the problem. Portico. Don't want another Endurance. Yeah, this is a problem. I think now we have to cascade, hope for the best. What colour do we want? This can get red. Yeah, we're in real bad shape now, unfortunately. Make some Rhinos. So we need to draw Brazen Borrower, Leyline Binding. Okay, yeah. So bit of a nut draw from the opponent, unfortunately. Yeah. The first strike and everything, yeah, so I guess we just go land, pass. Unfortunately, yeah. Oh, annoying way to lose the 5-0 match. But you know, there wasn't much we could have done here. Maybe I should have mulliganed to like a better 7. This is a problem, you know, you can't really play around their nut draw too much. So we need to draw exactly Leyline Binding. That's not even that good. Leyline Binding for 1 mana. Don't really care about that. We go binding this. Yeah. Okay. We do find a borrower, but I think it's just too little, too late. What if we attack with everything? So we could go bounce this, bounce this. We can only block one of these anyway. So let's go for an attack. So yeah, we have to go fetch a plains, bounce this. I suppose they could just play it again. Attack with one. They might just have something here. Okay. Let's wait for... Okay, we'll wait for them to attack because the Kavu would be now smaller than the Rhino because they'll only have 3 types. So I'm just going to go Petty Theft here. Oh, this might just get stubborn denied, in which case we're dead anyway. Let's see what they have. They have 4 cards in hand. They haven't played any more lands. They haven't really done anything else. They just played Leyline, Scion, Scion. It's pretty good. But yeah, that is obviously one of the draws to this deck. We got a stub. They go Leyline Binding. Okay. Oh, dealing with the Rhino. Because now we can't. Even if we bounce one of those, they've still got lethal. Maybe, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked with both. I mean, they probably still got it. So now we have to go fetch down to. Fetch to 5, bounce a Rhino, takes 7. Yeah, okay. Well, that's a rough way to lose the 5-0, but really happy with the deck actually. I mean, it looked like we had a good Eldrazi matchup, like we beat that a couple of times. Yeah, happy on the whole. Obviously the boogeyman at the moment is Breach. So I don't know how we fare against that. I don't feel like it's a great matchup. You know, force can be very good, but I think we probably have a bad time against the Saga. You know, their constructs very quickly get bigger than our Rhinos. But we do have the tools to fight it. You know, we've got Brotherhood's End and things. So, but yeah, let me know what you thought. And yeah, good to be doing well with some our favourite 4/4s. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.